everyone, my name's Lane Rocks and you've just tuned in to Rocks Manor. Alright, so today's video is going to be about cloth diapers. Let's see, for the last 5 years I've been involved with cloth diapering as far as our youngest two have been cloth diapered. Let's see, I did a lot of research before I started cloth. I know that sounds terrible, right? Pregnant and broken leg. However, you won't feel bad when I tell you it was from roller derby. Yeah, everyone's always like, oh, you were pregnant and you broke your leg. Like, yeah, it all happened kind of at the same time. Got pregnant, didn't realize it, broke my leg at a roller derby game, had surgery coming up, and then that's when we found out I was pregnant. So had a lot of time on my hands and did a lot of research on cloth diapering, something that I really didn't think I would ever do. I had a friend of mine a couple of years before who had cloth diapered her baby, and I was like supportive and watched her do it sometimes, and I was like, that's still weird. Like, it's 2014, 2015? No, I think it was like 2013. Anyway, so I'm like, that's so weird. People still cloth their baby. Like, you get disposables though. But then, yeah, I was pregnant with Veronica, started doing some research, went to the holy grail of YouTube, and otherwise went to another friend of mine's house who, she sat down with me for like an hour or so and showed me one of the systems I'm going to show you today. And that really kind of got me sold on it. So with a little bit more research and then definitely talking to my husband, who was not on board at first, yeah, we went full force into it. And I will say a couple of things real quick. One, it was the best decision we could have made for us as our family. It was definitely much easier than I expected, because even after doing a lot of research and talking to my friends, I still figured like, it's gonna be more difficult. It was actually a lot more easier than I was even anticipating even after that. And then also it's not for everybody. So I don't want to sell this as like some kind of magic pill, easy thing to do, because it was easy for us. It should be easy for you. Like, you really got to do whatever's best for your family and whatever's going to work best, like just in general for y'all, for your baby, for you, for whatever your work situation is. But for us, it was definitely a fantastic decision. Let's see. Another thing is that I am not an expert. That's one of the reasons why I haven't wanted to do this video, because I don't really feel like I deserve to be on any type of public anything to tell people about cloth diapers, because I'm not an expert. But over the years, I've gotten a lot of questions from friends of mine. I've had them over, I've gone to people's houses. I've done video chats with friends of mine that were out of state, just kind of explaining cloth diapers, because they've come to me asking for information. And I finally just got to a point, actually 2 years ago, where I said I needed to sit down and do a video. That way I could streamline the information. It was also easier for me. I knew that I was presenting what I needed to present and not forget anything. But I don't know, again, the imposter situation or imposter syndrome, I don't really feel like I should be anywhere explaining anything to anybody. So thank you for tuning in today. Hopefully you'll learn something, and I don't know. So to kick this off real quick, I will say that I'm going to show you 6 different cloth diapering systems today. There are more than that out there, but I'm only going to show you 6 today, or at least discuss 6. The first 3 are very similar. The last 3 are very similar. One thing to know is that there is an inverse relation between ease of washing and ease of use. So the first 3 I'm going to show you are the easiest to wash, but there is a little bit of a learning curve, whereas the last 3 are very easy to use, but are a little more difficult to wash. So it's just something that you kind of give off, or you give up there when you go back and forth with that inverse relation. So to kick it off, the first one I'm going to show you is, notice I'm like reaching over here. I'm going to reach over here first. This is what most people think of when they think of a diaper, right? This is a disposable diaper, which, by the way, have really only been around, I think, since the 1960s. I looked up at one point, or at least been heavily used by the 1960s. They were very liberating, right? People weren't having to wash diapers at home anymore. So these were definitely more commonplace. I did read that cloth diapers made more of a resurgence in the 1980s when people were more concerned about what was going on with the planet, and also just the fact that these can be really expensive. So any diaper, anything that you're going to use for a diaper, needs 3 things to be successful. 1 is absorbency, something in the inside. 2 is protection, something on the outside that keeps, everything in. And then 3rd is manner of attachment, right? So this is what keeps it actually on the baby. So now I'm going to reach over here. System 1 is flats. This is what most people think of. You can see me. This is what most people think of when they think of cloth diapers. The hole's not supposed to be there. That's Mo. Thank you, Mopar. I've kept the diaper because even with a hole, it still works. This is what most people think of, right? So you get this big flat diaper, right? It's dancing in the wash, by the way. Easiest to wash, easiest to get clean because it's just one piece of fabric. This you would have to fold, which I'm not going to show you how to fold it because this is not my method of diapering anyway, so I'm not really proficient at it. There are tons of videos out there on YouTube on people who can show you a lot better, but you have to fold it, right? There's like a certain way to fold it. There's actually a handful, if not tons of ways to fold it, but you fold it and then you lay the baby on it. This is all happening very quickly. And then you get, instead of diaper pins, which some people do still use diaper pins, you would get this. This is a snappy. This is one of my favorite inventions ever. I guess these came out in the 90s. I was surprised. I thought they were like from the last 10 years, but these have been around for a long time. It's a rubbery piece of stuff, flubber, I don't know. And then there are these shallow, what do I call it? Shallow? They're just not very long, little plastic teeth, right? So lay the diaper down, lay the baby on it, fold it on the baby really quick, and then you put the snappy on, right? So there are 3 sets of teeth on it. So you would pull it around the baby like this, and this is what keeps this secured on, the fabric part. Do not be worried about these teeth. They are not deep at all, and they are at a particular angle, and your diaper would be folded up and thick enough that this should not braze against the skin. So one thing to note is that some people actually do not use the snappy at all. They just fold the diaper, whatever, and then what they consider keeps the diaper on is this, a cover. You need the cover anyway because that is your part 3 or your part 2, the protection part, right? So you need a diaper cover anyway, but some people forego the attachment of the absorbent part to just go ahead and put this on, right? That's not my preference. Anytime, I always use a snappy. So you've got your diaper cover, you put this on, right? Notice this diaper cover in particular has Velcro, and then there's also these snaps. The snaps snap together or they unsnap to kind of size the diaper, make it bigger. This is a very small diaper cover because it's for a newborn baby. This would be a 1 size diaper cover, and they do come with Velcro as well. But yeah, notice this is all snaps. Again, you can buy some that do have the Velcro up top as well, because obviously those are pretty easy, but you'll get really fast at just snapping these on. This is the part that you put on as the exterior piece that keeps the protection, like the absorbent part is in and on, and then this is what keeps everything off of the clothes, right? So notice that these diaper covers in particular, there are snaps here as well. So you could snap this on and snap this over, so you're making it really, really narrow. These rise snaps, that's what those are called. You can snap these down, you can snap these up, whatever, to make it, again, a much smaller diaper cover or have it as big as you need it to be. These are my favorite as far as covers go. I do like Velcro when the baby's smaller, but this diaper can go on a newborn baby all the way up to a toddler. So this cover is fantastic. This is what it ends up looking like once, of course, the baby's into it. Let's see. Oh, hi. Right? So that looks pretty big, but because the baby's so small. But you have your absorbent part on the inside, you have your diaper cover on the outside, and then of course, whether or not you choose to use it or not, you have the snappy. So that's the first system, is the flats, right? Easiest to wash, and a little bit of a learning curve as far as folding, but you can do it, I promise. I don't promise that because I don't really necessarily know you, but and actually I couldn't do it because flats, like, I was really not good with folding, but I have had flats on occasion where I just needed to have something quick, like I'd keep it in the car, and folding was definitely more difficult for me, but that's why I move on to the next system. This to me is my preferred system of diapering, and this is what I've done the entire 4.5 years now. The next one is called flats. No, it's not. The next one is called PreFolds. So instead of folding the diaper up to where there is extra layers of material in between their thighs for urine and whatnot, this is just very similar to that giant piece of fabric, but it's already been folded down and cut and whatever and blah, blah. And the thickest part is here in the center. And then this is like, let's say this is only like 2 or 3 layers on the outside part. But then the interior, I don't know if you can kind of tell that. This is a very, very thick fabric-y, is fabric-y a word? I don't even know. This is a very thick centerpiece, right? So this to me is like the best, because you lay this down, probably with your cover underneath it first, but then you put the baby on top. And then this is how I do it, because different people will deal with PreFolds different, but this is what I always did. I took a thumb over here, pulled this over, took my finger over here, pull it up, and then I put this front part on each hip, right? And then pull this here, This is a terrible visual, but there's no way I could do this on a live baby as far as like trying to get it recorded at the same time. So there we go, right? And then I put my snappy on. This to me is the best and most preferential because you still get the ease of washing, because this, all the water can go through while it's doing the dance in the washing machine, right? This is so easy to keep clean. Just like these, there's not that much difficult. I would say maybe an extra rinse just because you have layers of fabric here, but otherwise this is very, very easy to wash. So to me, that's totally worth what the learning curve of like, this is like legitimately not bad. This is for 4 years. This is how I've been diapering babies. Their little butts right here, this right underneath the butt, put it up, bam, bam, snappy, right? Of course I'm gonna stumble with this now. And this is so easy to wash, and then you pull the down part, right? Put the cover on. Easy, easy day. It ends up looking, again, like this, right? The next one I'm gonna show you is the last of those 3, which is a fitted, okay? Not every fitted you buy is gonna have this, but I do buy these. These are from Green Mountain Diapers. This has basically an additional couple of layers or multitude of layers for absorbency, right? So look at this. This looks pretty similar to how a one of those diapers is cut. So you lay this down, you lay the baby on it, you just pull this through the leg, and then you snappy it. And then your cover on it. And then what does it look like? This. Again, because this is thicker layers of material, you're probably doing like an additional rinse on this or something just to make sure you're getting everything out. But these are easy. Like this is like legitimately, to me, like these first 3 that I'm showing you, again, I'm not really a flats person, but there are people out there between PreFolds and then these fitteds. To me, that's like the best of both worlds. Like there's a little bit of a learning curve because you're learning how to use the snappy and then the separate cover. But by the time you're getting into it, like you're fine. Like it's, I don't know. When I recommend cloth diapering to people, it's usually PreFolds and then probably fitteds after that. So let's see, now I'm gonna move to the other 3, which let me just point out, because I wanted to do a video on washing, but let me just point out that when you wash these, this diaper cover has a polyurethane laminate interior, which is like a plasticky kind of like whatever. This is what protects the clothing, right? The outside kind of feels fabricy. When I wash my cloth diapers, I only do like a rinse on these, probably towards the end of when I'm washing these, because these don't need to be heavily washed, but I definitely do not dry these. And these in particular, this Sweet Pea Diaper Company, these have a loop on them, which are fantastic. I hang them up in my washroom, like 4 or 5 stacked, right? And within an hour or so, they're dry. So very easy. These I put on high in the dryer, and within 45 minutes, they're all done. Wonderful, warm, easy to, toss aside, whatever. So I need to bring that up because when I show you the next systems, these are definitely gonna be easiest to use, but again, they're gonna come at a cost of ease of washing. So this right here is, first off, it's a cool diaper, but it's a pocket. So the first difference already is you have, this right here is just a regular diaper cover that it's just this. This is one piece of material. This is the same thing. This is that same kind of diaper cover, TPU or PUL, but it has this part over it, right? It's a piece of fabric. This is your absorbent part. So you would take this after it comes out of the dryer and whatever, and you stuff it. Now, a lot of people love these. They swear by them because once you stuff it, right? Once you stuff it, it looks just like, because all you're dealing with is the cover. You're not doing any snappy. You're not putting anything on. It looks just like a normal, like, paper diaper. I don't know. I call these paper diapers, but disposable diapers. It looks just like that. It's the same exact thing, right? Pretty much. You put it on. Okay, cool, right? So where is the problem with washing? Well, first off, you have kind of an additional step because you need to pull this out. I know somebody's like, oh, big deal. You need to pull this out. But also now this is like so much thickness in here. It does require more washing, but it also, this right here, this fabric, the water's not just washing in and out of it like it would in all of these like loose PreFolds or whatever else, the fitteds, the flats, whatever. So it's just kind of like a little issue there. Also, a lot of the times when you see these diapers are not made. You can buy them with natural materials, but when you buy PreFolds, flats, and these fitteds, they are generally going to be, or you want them to be, cotton, right? Cotton is king, cotton is easy to wash, cotton you can beat up, you can put in the dryer on high and whatnot. A lot of the times these pocket diapers, again, you can find them in natural materials such as cotton. A lot of these are made out of man-made materials, so like polyester or like just some kind of like plastic based, whatever. These hold on to stink a lot worse. So again, if you like how easy this is, that's fine. You just need to make sure that you buy these in an actual cotton diaper as opposed to the man-made materials. That's what I would recommend. There's that, right? Here's your pocket diaper. Easy day, right? The next one up would be, actually 5 and 6 are All-in-1s and All-in-2s, which I always get confused, but basically it's the same thing. So another rad diaper, right? Same thing, so you're looking at it just as like one piece, but instead of having to put in that pocket addition, right? There's one already sewn in, right? So there's one already sewn in here. So this one, you would be able to take additional, like let's say you're gonna put the baby down for bedtime, right? And you're like, yeah, they definitely need, because the baby's gonna be asleep for 3-4 hours, I wanna put additional whatever. This kind of diaper right here, you can also stuff, right? You can also stuff. So this is like extra absorbency, whatever. So there's All-in-1s, a diaper that has basically everything that you'll need in it, and then there's All-in-2s, which I think you could either stuff like this, or some of them may have a snap on the outside. You could snap it here to add an additional, whatever it is. So I actually do not have a lot of experience with All-in-1s and All-in-2s because, again, my preference, once I found out how easy they were to wash, was the PreFolds. PreFolds is what I've used pretty much the whole time. I've been using a lot of, these are called workhorses from Green Mountain Diapers, but they're fitteds, right? These fitted diapers. These have been my preference because there's so much, to me, they're more cost effective. They are easier to take care of, easier to wash. If I forgot that a diaper was somewhere and it's been a couple of days and I wash it, I can easily take care of it to where I can get that back to how it needs to be. Whereas with these, mind you, again, you can buy them in cotton, but they're just a little, well, I don't know what the price comparison would be, but they are more expensive to buy these in the natural materials. They're still just harder to wash no matter what, like even if it is cotton. If you think about it, like, for example, my covers, I try to not usually wash them on high or on hot, right? Because of the plastic, whatever. Of course, my water probably doesn't get hot enough to burn plastic, but just to take good care of these, I wash these usually like on warm or something like that, or maybe it's just a hot rinse. Diapers need to be washed in hot water, right? So somebody, again, could probably argue with me on this, but in my experience and from what my research has been and talking to other parents who have used these type of diaper systems, yes, it's so easy because it's just one piece, but at the same time, you know, or it's two pieces because you're actually stuffing a diaper. At the same time, even if this is cotton, how are you washing these on like crazy high heat and really getting the same, to me, level of cleanliness as these, right? Because this is a separate thing. I can just wash these, I can bleach these, I can throw vinegar in there, I can throw baking soda in there. And these, just to me, it wasn't worth it to give up the ease of washing to have something like this, because there's been a few times that I've used diapers like these that then when I wash them on like 3-4 cycle washes, I pulled them out, I'm like, I can still smell that in there. And that's because a lot of the time, some of these ones that I have, they are man-made materials, so those plasticky components or whatever, those do hold scents in more. But at the same time, like, just to me, having it as one piece, and then again, at the end, I can't throw this in the dryer on high because I don't want that smell. I don't want this to have any damage to it. Because once you have a breach in that plastic, right, that PU, the TPU, whatever it is that that diaper is made from, the cover part, once you have a breach in that plastic, that's where your leaks are gonna go through. So yeah, I told you those three and then those three. There is one additional system that I do wanna talk about real quick. I had done research on it, let's see, when Andrew was a baby, and they were, they're G diapers. So they are, now that you kind of understand how these work, they are a plastic cover of some sort, right? And then there is a disposable interior. So to me, I had looked into those, honestly, when Andrew was about to be born, and I thought that they were kind of intriguing because it made it seem like I wasn't throwing away as much. But when it really came down to it, I looked at the prices, and to me, like, the prices were right up there with cloth or with disposable diapers. And there was still something I was throwing away. So I didn't really understand, you know, really what the benefit would be to use that. G diapers are still around. There are also other diaper companies at this point. I think Charlie Banana has a cloth diaper system that you can throw away the interior. I could be wrong. But to me, I mean, you're still throwing something away. At the same time, the benefit some people would say is like, okay, well, at least then when a baby's pooping, I can just throw that out. Well, there actually are disposable liners that you could lay on here. And I don't want to get too deep in the weeds on washing because I have an entire video that I'm going to do about that. But there is an option for a disposable liner that every time you change your baby, or maybe not even every time, maybe you just know that they're going to poop in the morning time. There is a disposable liner that you can put on there that is a lot easier. You just pull, if they've pooped, you just pull the disposable liner out and you throw it. There also are some liners like this. This is a reusable liner. Same idea, you just put it right there in the middle, but instead of throwing it out, you do this and you plop it in the toilet, whatever, and then you've got your diaper. Anyway, I'm gonna not get too far in the weeds because again, I got another video planned on this. So I will talk to you guys in the next one. Thank you for tuning in. If you have not already, definitely subscribe to the channel so you can see when I have new videos come up, but also make sure that you tap that little bell icon because subscribing is gonna kind of get me in your feed, but it's not gonna be unless you hit that bell icon that you're actually gonna get a notification. Hey, Rox Manor, AKA Lane Rox, has posted a new video. So I will see you guys on the next one and thanks for tuning in. Bye.